Hey gang, Coach Jason here. So I normally put out videos on training plans, things to do that'll be great and helpful. Today I want to focus on things to avoid, to not put yourself in danger in certain situations as it comes to hard workouts, races, particularly marathons. Just a couple things that you want to look out for and maybe avoid doing the week of or the day of, the morning of, and so on. So if you need fully detailed training programs, this is a great channel for you. Please subscribe to it. And not only support the channel, it's greatly appreciated, but take advantage of 350 plus videos I have here of training content from the half mile all the way up to the marathon. I don't want you missing out on stuff. And if you do subscribe, please hit the notification bell too. That way you don't miss updated stuff. So when something goes out live, you'll know exactly when it goes out. And if you're a coach or an athlete, please take advantage of the content on here. I'm speaking from 2 decades plus experience as a coach and a former competitive runner. So I think you'll find stuff in here that you find helpful. So, a couple of things to be careful. And this one I had to learn the hard lesson when I was in college. Avoid drinking citric, anything like heavy citric acid or dairy in the morning. Meaning, I remember my freshman year of college, we had our regional cross-country championships, and I had a bunch of orange juice that morning, the morning of the race, and I caught the biggest side stitch ever. And I thought it might have been a one-time thing, but it happened to me again, having citrus the morning, but I think it was a hard workout, and I had a big stitch again. So avoid drinking citrus the morning of a race or a hard workout, okay? And dairy, kind of similar. You might not get the stitch, you might get the poops. So avoid heavy-duty dairy. I know some folks put their stuff in coffee and whatnot, but I'm talking about like a glass of milk or a big bowl of cereal. And just be careful with what you take into your body. You got to make sure that it's easily digestible. And if you happen to be at all dairy sensitive to any capacity, avoid doing that the morning of, okay? Next is avoid trying or experimenting the week of or the day of, meaning experimenting with new shoes, okay, or new shorts and whatnot. If any new clothing, you want to give yourself, particularly lower body clothing, give yourself a couple of times of wearing them to see if they don't chafe you, okay, especially with long stuff. The last thing you want to do is be chafing on the inside of your thighs. There is no worse feeling than that, okay? So that like the waist to knee spandex are a great idea to be running in, and they'll prevent you from overly chafing and whatnot, and they're comfortable, and you'll be fine. Okay, so just a thought there, and experiment, obviously, new shoes too. If you're going to have new shoes, please break them in, whether it's workout shoes or racing shoes. Break them in, walk in them, run in them, do a workout in them or something before you lace up for race day. Last thing you want to do is have painful feet or something not feel right halfway into a race because you can't do anything about it. So that's another thing to avoid. And the last thing is, and this particularly goes for the marathon, and I'll point out, if you have a well-balanced marathon training program, I mean, you'll be combining speed and strength and everything, so you're going to be fit when it comes down to the marathon, right? And something, and this is something I've seen happen with athletes, deviating from your pace. So let's just say you're trying to run a 3:30 marathon. That's 8 minutes per mile for the whole thing. But you go out in 7:30 per mile because it feels like a crawl, and it will feel like a crawl if you're fit. But it will come back to bite you at about 15, 16 miles. I've seen it happen several times. So if you have a race plan, particularly if it's a flat race, stick to your pacing plan. If it's a rolling race and the paces fluctuate, that's a different story, but never deviate significantly from your goal race pace, okay, particularly as it comes to the marathon, because it will come back to bite you. Very, very rarely do I see it not happen, and the last thing I want is for you to fall apart at 15 miles. And again, it's not like a 5K. You can't come back the following week and do it again. So those 3 things I wanted to just point out that are things to be very, very careful around and pay very, very close attention. So I hope you find it helpful. Again, if you did, hit the thumbs up. I'm on the road to 2,000 or 2,500 subscribers, so your help is greatly appreciated. I want to try to get there before the fall, like before October if I can. So I thank you either way. And again, if you find this helpful, share with other coaches and athletes that you think might benefit from it. And again, I got 300 plus videos, and all the training programs I have out here are fully detailed. So have a great week, everybody. If you have questions of a more training nature, more specific nature, reach out to me directly. blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. You have direct access to me, and I'm happy to help. Take care, guys.